Okay, the objective of this now is to display all the information regarding taxes. So in this jar called JBB rules contains a model of the data that's in the database. So I will copy this into our lib folder of the project. And let's get a copy of that. And then let's add it to the build path. Now again, the goal is to display all the data from the database. So again, just to be sure you understand that, we're looking to show state name, taxes here, state code and taxes. Okay, so the goal is to get all that information. All right, so the next thing here is let us go to the DAO and make a slight change to the DAO now that we have that. Okay, so in fact, I just realized I have to do this from the DAO project first, and then we'll create a new jar. So let's minimize everything here. Let's go to the jar, the DAO project. Let's put this library here. Try adding the build path here. And next thing is, let's go to the tax lookup DAO. Now, what we're looking for here is inside of this jar, there's a model section here. It's called a state class. And that model will emulate the table. If I double click here, you can look at the bean class. Let's double click. It's just a standard getter and setter class. It's called state, contains the name, contains the state code and tax. And here's a valid constructor, and here's our get and set methods. And then we have a toString that we're overriding. So again, the goal is to take the DAO, and that DAO will actually display this data. So instead of returning a string now, we're going to return state. So let's go here to each one of these, and let's return state. Let's return state here also. This, of course, is going to complain because we need to import it. So let's import state. Please double check and make sure that you're importing state from COM JB Web Solutions model state. Same thing here. Instead of returning a float, we're going to return state. And remember, state will contain all the information, meaning that their code, the name, and their taxes. So now the next step is to actually, let's instantiate state here. We'll say state here is equal to new state. Okay, we have the state code that's coming here, state name and taxes. I was lucky that my variables names matched up. And now instead of putting taxes, we're going to put the entire state variable here. Save it. And now this should work. So what we're going to do here is in our driver, let's check out the driver here. And if I make this change here, this should now be state. This needs to be imported. Okay, it's not finding the state like I thought it would. Okay, let's save again. Let me close this file and make sure I'm in the right library. So I'm going to go to driver again. Okay, that's not it. It should be COM JBB Web Solution. For some reason, it's not seeing it. Okay, let me go back to my DAO class here. And since it's not grabbing it, I'm just going to copy it like this and import. I'm not sure it's not picking it up. Okay, that looks good. This is complaining that it's a warning, so I'll delete it since it's not needed. Let's save it. I don't need tags here anymore because state will return everything. So I'm just going to get rid of this parameter here. And this represents the entire state. If I run this now, it's returning Alaska here. Okay, I just realized let's not use state. You want to use tags here because tags represents the entire row. So let's save that one more time. Let's run it. And that seemed to work well now. So now this DAO returns everything. Before it was returning a float, and it was only returning this field. We want to return everything. We want to return the code and the name. Notice I have a slight bug in here. This is actually returning the code. So let's go back into my DAO and see what's going on here. So I've got state code. I've got state code here twice. So one of them should be state name. So if I move my mouse over here, this one should be the name. Let's run this one more time to make sure it works. Okay, good. Now Alabama code, and the percentage. Alaska, AK, and the percentage. With that, we have our DAO layers finished, which is great. And next step is now to move this into the tax lookup project.